Dag lekker ding. Hello, my name is Matthew Vandeputte. I'm a time-lapse photographer living in Sydney. Oh, not in Sydney, I live in London these days. And this channel is all about time-lapse travel and tutorials. A while back I made a video about must-have time-lapse software. And this week we're talking about must-have time-lapse plugins. These plugins will plug into Lightroom and After Effects, both paid apps, but apps that are necessary to create the highest possible quality time-lapses. If you want to know more about software, you can watch the previous video, which talks about Lightroom Classic, Adobe After Effects, and LR Timelapse. Now, on to the plugins. The first one is a free plugin for Lightroom. It is called Timelapse Support, by a kind man called Jeffrey Friedel. It is donationware, and I highly recommend you donate to this man because he's developed an amazing free plugin. What this plugin does is it allows you to slowly change settings over a series of photos. So say you have 100 photos, edit the first photo, edit the last photo, run the plugin, and it'll gradually change the setting from the first to the last across all the other photos. It is one of the 4 things that the paid plugin Timelapse Studio does that I talked about in a previous video, but it's free, so that's pretty fun. The next plugin is for After Effects. It is a paid plugin. It is definitely not cheap, but boy is it great at what it does. It's called Flicker Free by Digital Anarchy, and as I'm sure you can expect, it deflickers time-lapse footage. It's really good at what it does, and it's used by dozens of professionals, or hundreds, or I don't know how many, by a lot of people across the world, not just for time-lapse. It's also good for other flickering footage, for example, wrong PAL or NTSC settings when you're shooting video in a different country. I've had great success with this plugin, and I definitely recommend it. Keep in mind that the standalone software LR Timelapse has an incredibly powerful deflickering feature built in. However, sometimes you just want to stay in the same app. You want to stay in After Effects or whatever app that you're using and run a plugin instead. The next plugin is also for After Effects, and it's also paid. It is Reduce Noise by Neat Video, and I think they're up to version 5 now. Again, not cheap, but great at what it does. Sometimes you shoot footage that is grainy or noisy because it's too dark or your camera can't handle it or whatever. Especially when you're shooting astro footage, we're often pushing the limits of our sensors, and you end up with noisy footage. Now, you can make a custom profile for your footage, for your camera, for your sensor, but the auto profile that the software comes with actually does it quite well. Regarding deflickering, I feel like I should also mention DaVinci Resolve, which is free with certain limits, but apparently it's got a great built-in time-lapse deflickering option. So I've tested it, but not enough to know what I'm talking about. So that's definitely something for an upcoming video. If you have experience with it, let me know in the comments. Seems like a lot of you knew about it and have been using it. So yeah, I'd love to get your input on that. And yeah, if you know any other plugins, please let me know. If you like what I do, you can support me on patreon.com/mattjoes. You can pay me about a cup of coffee per month, or you can check out my ebooks about time-lapse and passive income. And that's it. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.